And we are live. Last show before Christmas, boys. Last show before Christmas. Big panel tonight. Wits and Wagers. I'm going to start with Mr. Carson Shear. How are you tonight?
What's going on, Kurt? I'm doing terrific. It was a long day of wrapping Christmas gifts, so it's nice to take a break from wrapping gifts and talk about sports.
On the TV now.
There we go. Hey, Eddie Murphy.
Put that
Good
up.
evening, gentlemen. Happy holidays. I thought Kenny was banned this week. You know what? Sis gave out a little heartfelt speech last night, so we all voted to keep him on for this week. But I'll talk to Sis as the boss of the show, so I'll talk to Sis off of air if his banishment goes into effect soon. So that's on Sis's call. I mean, it was his birthday. He was in a good mood. So I don't know if it's going to change for next week. We'll see how that goes. By the way, Mr. Sis, how are you?
Very good, my friend. How are you this evening?
All right, the birthday boy, one day in. What's going on?
Not much. Getting ready for a show. Want to watch some football tonight. And see if Joey Clamps can come up with any magic.
All right. I talked with Joey Clams. He gave me a couple of tips. But Joey Clams, what's going on? How are you?
What's with all the new faces? We're going to need them now. Sonny got mad at the hospital thing last night. We hit Bruno Tattaglia at 4 o'clock this morning. We went in again. The Joey Clams army went in again. Air raids, ground attacks. I'm walking into the sports book. That's everything. Grenades. I'm walking into the sports book with my ticket. I look like I walked up to the bank teller with a note. I just opened up the brown bag. She put everything in there. What a week we have with the pro football. Another great week. How you doing?
All right, there we go. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, you finished out the panel.
I'm doing well, Mr. Siciliano. Happy birthday for you again. Eddie Murphy wasn't here yesterday. Clams, it was Mr. Siciliano's birthday. We had a nice little birthday show for him. People were coming on. Carson came on for a couple minutes. A few people came on. Our good friend.
I didn't get my fudgy the whale cake though from Joey Clamps. He sent one.
Yeah, fudgy the whale cake. That's right.
I don't know what you guys did with the fudgy the whale cake.
We'll have to make our own fudgy the whale for Sis when I come up. Hey, Kurt, we got Caleb with us again. Caleb Davis from Rocky Mountain Sports has joined us. Caleb, how you doing?
Not too bad, fellas. Ready to get this holiday weekend started.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Got a couple of family outings. I just want to know, is the over under 3.5 plates of food, including dessert?
Oh, over.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
All right.
I had
That's a fair shot.
Caleb, I'm over already on that. Jenny Hoops cooked. She baked all these cookies yesterday. I'm over. I did the over already.
Well, I just I'm gonna send my address off air, and I would just like some cookies sent to me as well.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely.
Where are you? Witness protection program. Where are you?
Yes, I am hiding out. The law may or may not be after me, so I'm just trying to stay AWOL, and this may not have actually been the best idea.
Hey, I just want to get. I got somebody cooking a lot. Got to give a shout out to Judy Guns. Back in the day, she used to go out with what's his name? Albert Blast Gallo. That was his gumata. I might be still on or off. Anybody hear me?
You're on, Joe.
Okay.
We hear you. You just
Judy Guns.
Off, but you're on.
I'll see you tomorrow. Judy Guns was gumata to Albert Gallo, a.k.a. Kid Blast. Sure, does a black coffee tomorrow, Judy. And Carson, keep hitting them hard, baby. I seen you throw out those Tommy cans. Show everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm following your tweets, Joey. I'm staying up to date, man. I'm following the Joey Clam.
And everybody Bruno Malley. Show them the scapadels on your feet.
Mr. Sis, Eddie Murphy, happy birthday, Sis. Like I said last week, you don't look a day over 45. Mr. Beelan saying, fellas, good afternoon. Clams, he's giving you a shout out, Joey. Mr. Beelan.
Double guns.
So what we got going on, Mr. Kirkpatrick, tonight?
The usual. We got some college football pick'ems, NFL pick'ems. But I want to get into a little story first, though, Kurt. And then we'll do a little Christmas. At the end of the show, we'll talk about we'll do a little Christmas to end the show. You know, tomorrow being Christmas Eve and all. But the news was broke last week that earlier the week, A&M was going to be forfeiting their chance to play against Wake Forest. in the Gator Bowl due to COVID. And we've been going back and forth. Illinois was mentioned. Maybe bring Coastal Carolina. That was one of the suggestions. Maybe bring a smaller team, make them play a second game. But it was announced today Rutgers is getting the nod to play Wake Forest. So I'll start with Caleb. And please, Caleb, plug your show because we're going to segue right into college football. And we'll go to you first at the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Please check out Caleb Davis and Alex Romero. And allow him to describe their show and give us his thoughts on the whole situation over there.
Yeah, guys, if you'll join Alex Rivera and myself, we have a show. Right now it's college football with the bowl game and the playoff coming up. We're going to be transitioning to college basketball as well. Come give us guys a listen over at the Rocky Mountain Sports Network page. My thought on the whole thing is initially Rutgers said no. For me, I'm more worried about what this means. There was a tweet that came out from Heather Dennis about the playoffs with Alabama and Georgia having COVID issues as well, where basically this has turned into if you can't play, you're going to forfeit. And the last thing we need is Cincinnati beat Bama because Bama couldn't play. So to me, I'm happy for Rutgers, 5-7. They've took 5-7 bowl teams before. But to me, this just impacts the playoffs more than it does just the Gator Bowl. But shout out to Rutgers.
I'll go to Carson next. He's Michigan State student. So let's get
I love it. It's great for the Big Ten. Rutgers was kind of more of the underrated, overlooked teams. They had a really tough schedule this year. I'm really happy for Coach Breslin because that's his school. So shout out to Coach Breslin, of course. And I think Rutgers they're gonna get a good dog fight, but I think they can put up a good fighting against them, and hopefully they come out with the victory for the Big Ten.
Let's go to Joey Clams, the betting guy.
Yeah, this line's going to probably open up over a touchdown, probably around 9.5. There's not enough time for Rutgers they're going to jump in right away and get themselves prepared. You got a lot of things you got to do. And it's great for Rutgers. It's a shame what's going on in college football.
11
you don't
and
want
a
to
half.
see it's up to 11.5.
11.5 as of this
Wow.
moment. I checked my ESPN app.
I would have said 9.5 and see which way they would have went. Okay. And but they with the Final Four in the playoffs, they're going to have to postpone it and make sure everybody's right. Give everybody a week or two. Play the Final Four the Saturday before the NFL playoff Final Four, and then play the week after the championship.
What I see
if anybody has COVID, you don't want anybody coming into the game incomplete with missing players. You don't want that. You don't want a championship like that with the players. You want everybody there, giving people enough time. Go into a quarantine in the dome, in a bubble.
The last thing that I've seen about it is the committee is only going to push back till January 14th. Now, whether they're going to stand to that, be giving pressure from sponsors, things like that's a different story. But from the last I've seen, they're only willing to push it back to the 14th.
Well, that's pretty good. That's enough time.
So
yeah. Let's get Sis's thoughts.
Yeah, I think like everybody's saying tonight, this thing with this COVID thing, they're going to want the top 4 teams, obviously, to play. So they're going to, if they push to January 14th, that's great. I kind of have a mixed emotion on this, only because I've coached. Rutgers hasn't practiced in 3 weeks. Now, you can see why the line is, as high as it is. And I don't think you can get ready if you haven't practiced in three weeks this fast. And Wake Forest is no slouch team. So, again, if I'm Rutgers, if I was the head coach of Rutgers, I probably would have declined, only not because I didn't want my kids in a bowl game. I don't want to see anybody getting hurt, man. And again, we all played. You can't get ready in 3 weeks. You can't.
From a coaching aspect, what kind of game plan do you think you can put together in less than a week?
Well, that's a great point, man. That's a great point.
I don't see a game plan that you can put together to be successful. And like Sis said, I read a report that initially Rutgers said no. And then you're looking at all these other schools. Well, who still has players on campus that can actually come to practice?
Right.
So
they didn't get to watch film on the other team on Wake Forest. So how do you prepare for that? And again, you brought up a great point. Again, that's just me. I mean, I know Coach Breslin's a huge, Rutgers guy, and
Well,
If COVID's going to be a thing, I think they should have 4 teams set to the side. We don't have a bowl for you, but be ready. Here's some extra practice hours just in case we do need you. That way, at least the team that gets thrown in a week before a game is ready, or ready to the best that they could be.
That's a good idea.
Kenny Beelin's saying Rutgers will be a joke. Shouldn't be here. They closed up shop 2 weeks ago. They will have no game plan. Be lucky you got into the game. Go balls out and bomb the ball every play. But you know what?
Go ahead, Kurt. I want your thoughts.
This is the only thing I can say about it. I think I
almost
agree
beat
with
Michigan on the road.
Exactly. And you know what? Think about it. Wake Forest's defense absolutely stinks, right? So what's Rutgers going to do? They're going to do week 1 stuff that they did in camp. Run ISO, run power, run QB power. They're going to run the ball.
Slants.
That's it. All little slants. Defense. Wake
Forest
throws it all over the yard, right? So
cover 3.
That's it. You're in a cover 3 secondary. But you know what? For Rutgers, when you say why would they want to do it? I mean, look, Kenny, you mentioned it on the show last week. We joke about Rutgers sometimes, but you know what? He does have a top 15, top 20 recruiting class in the country, right?
Top 20, I think.
Top 20. And you know what? It gives, hey, Rutgers, listen, I know they didn't quote unquote earn it because they didn't, but you know what? You look on New Year's, this game's New Year's Eve, isn't it? The day, right? The 31st?
Yes, 31st.
So,
Friday.
Hey, it's a New Year's Eve bowl game. Put Rutgers on. We're here. Hey, you win that game. Now it's, hey, we practiced for 8 games. We beat a team that got to the ACC championship. I mean, I think it's a no. I don't think Rutgers loses anything by going, so.
Top 30, Kurt.
Top 30.
Top 30. For Rutgers, that's still really good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's still really good.
So I don't know. I like it, Kenny.
But that's 5 days from today they're going to play them.
8 days from today. But they're playing next Friday.
But let me ask you this. What happens when a player, and I was thinking about this, because I agree with you too, sis, when you look at it, okay, it's the whole team. But just say you get a player, okay, player's been out 3 weeks, 4 weeks. If he can practice for 8 days before he comes in, it's okay, right? I mean, you've had, okay, this quarterback's out or this running back's been out. Maybe you ease them in, but you're still getting 8 practices. So, I don't know. I don't think it's not like these are like high school kids out of shape. I think these guys are in pretty good shape. So I think they could do it. I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to beat them, but I think they can play.
What happens in 3 or 4 days if all of a sudden somebody on Rutgers has COVID?
On a separate note from that, the players start opting out because they know they're not going to be ready. What is the risk versus the reward in getting ready in 8 days?
Right.
My thing on it is for Rutgers as the team, the athletic director, et cetera, the school. No brainer. You're getting a New Year's Eve bowl. You're 5-7. The money you're going to get paid in the Gator Bowl. Sure. You want to put us in? Absolutely. You're getting national recognition now. If you get embarrassed, you get embarrassed, but you're still getting national recognition on New Year's Eve. The other thing now, I think going forward, now that this happened to a major school in Texas A&M and a New Year's Bowl, the playoff games, why take 3 weeks off? They should go right into the playoff games, just like the Super Bowl. You take 1 week off and you have the Super Bowl. Why are we waiting a month to start the playoffs, especially with COVID now?
So they can be the only thing on TV. So that it's a money thing.
Yeah, but they need to change. I think while COVID's going on, they need to change it and just have your New Year's bowls, but get the playoffs out of the way early and get your championship out of the way early without the rest. Get that right over with.
Nobody really watches those New Year's Eve games. Really, everybody's running around. So they're putting this. I don't know why they even put the championship, the playoff games on New Year's Eve. They're putting them on New Year's Eve because cash is king. People got to watch it now.
But they're going to hurt though, like we were just saying. God forbid some of these teams get COVID. Now what are you going to do? Right. I'd rather push the games up right after season's end and try and get it over that way. That's what I would do going forward. But that being said, Kurt, want to get into I got a few college bowl games this week.
Sure.
leading up until next Wednesday. I got 4 of them written down. And you want to get into some pick'ems here?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Tonight is a game, guys. I forget the bowl names. I forgot to write them down. So
Gasparilla Bowl.
Thank you, Caleb. So we'll go to you first. Central Florida and old Gus Malzahn playing the SEC powerhouse Florida Gators, who Dan Mullen's fired. What's your thoughts on the game? I got the Florida 7-point favorite in this game.
I think there's too much dysfunction right now. Billy Napier's still trying to figure it out. He's not going to be coaching this game. Anthony Richardson's out. Emory Jones basically said, hey, I'm playing and then I'm gone. To me, there's just too much dysfunction. I have UCF winning. I have outright UCF winning.
How about it, Mr. Siciliano, the other SEC guy on the panel?
Yeah, I agree with Kyle. It's UCF tonight. You got a better coach. The other team's in turmoil right now, so getting 7 points to me is a lock. Yep.
I'll go next because I'm on that train. I agree with what Caleb just said. Billy Napier is going to get that team in the right direction, but they're not there yet. I think Kurt's theory is going to go into my wager here. UCF, it's more of a Super Bowl for them, and Gus Malzahn is going to have those kids fired up to beat an SEC powerhouse, whereas Florida, it's kind of like almost playing down. We're playing UCF. Okay, so sign me up with the outright upset, but I'm all over the 7 points. Joey Clams.
I'm on the over on this game. I went over 54.5, but for the side, I hate laying the 7, but I'm going to take Florida because a lot of kids on this team on both sides come from the state, so there's going to be a lot of pride in that game on both sides. There's going to be kids on Florida who never get to start, and they're going to jump up and start today. So I'm going to take the Gators here, laying the points, but I'm not going up to the window with it. But I'm on the over. I am on the over 54.5.
I like the over too. Kurt, and then we'll go to Carson.
Beelan's saying you all messed up. He's taking Florida by 3. I kind of echo. I echo what Joey Clam said. And plus, by the way, Kenny, Gus Malzahn, and I had him at Auburn. I like him. I thought he's a pretty good coach, but he's 2-5 in bowls. But I just think you got the factor of if it was Florida versus anybody else, I totally agree. They don't want to be there. They're in turmoil. But since they're playing an in-state rival, it's Florida versus Florida. Florida's got the better players. Let's be realistic. They're better players at Florida than UCF. And like Joey's saying, you got some kids that are hungry to play. So I'm going to take Florida tonight.
Okay, Carson, are you making this a tie, or is Central Florida going to take this one?
I would just go UCF in the points. Like you guys said, Florida has had some health issues with their coaching staff and players overall. UCF looks like the better team. I think 7's way too much, but I think Florida's going to win the game. But just give me UCF in the points.
Okay, so we got 4-2 for UCF with the points there. Next one I got is has to do with Mr. Valenti's team, Auburn Tigers. So he'll pick last on this one. I'll let Sis pick this one first. The Birmingham Bowl, Sis. Auburn, and this is Sunday, Kurt? Monday, rather.
Tuesday.
Sorry. Auburn is a 2.5-point favorite right now, Sis, against Houston.
I'm going to go SEC here all the way. And I think Auburn by a touchdown. Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's go to Carson next.
Yeah, this one's a coin flip. I think Kurt's Auburn Tigers are in a really good spot here because the game is being played in Birmingham, Alabama. So that's a big home field advantage for the Auburn Tigers. I know Houston, their team travels pretty well, but if I had to pick, I would just go Auburn just covering here.
Joey Clams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Auburn with the short favorite there, laying the 2.5. But you got to be careful with these college bowl games. Early today, Miami, Ohio, they're playing. Who are they playing? North Texas.
Yeah.
10 minutes before the game, the running back opts out. You got to be careful. If you bet in these games, you got to bet a little bit of scared money. Bet half your units that you're doing because you don't know what's going on. Besides them opting out, coaches opting out, you got COVID issues too. So be careful. putting your money in front of these games right now.
All right, and it's a good tip there, Joe. I'll go to Caleb next.
I got Houston with the outright upset. I'm still Kurt, cover your ears. I don't like TJ Finley at quarterback. Tank Bisbee said, "Oh, I'm transferring," and now he's staying. So I'm not sure if he's going to be fully invested in the bowl game. That the last game they played, just like they play Alabama every year, was just a rough game for them. Probably should have won that game. So I'm just not sure mentally if this is where they want to be. So I'm just going to take Houston. They had a great year. They had bookend losses. Between that, they had 11-game win streak. So I got Houston.
I'm going to go next, Kurt. Let you go last. Get the final say in this. But, man, I so want to go Houston here because the AAC, because I want Cincinnati to play a decent game against Bama. But Carson nailed it. You're home. And just like you said, Florida in-state rival. Well, Auburn, you're only a car drive away. It's a home game for you guys in Alabama and Birmingham Bowl. So you better win by at least a touchdown in this game. So I'm going to take Auburn with a 2.5 for sure. If I'm picking them to win by a touchdown, so I'm going to go Auburn.
Beelan saying Houston by 6, AAC baby. Beelan saying Kenny doesn't want to say Houston because he doesn't want to get banned for next week. And Henry's joining us asking, is it a good move for the Gator Bowl with Rutgers Wake Forest? We touched that already. I like it. I like it, Henry. I think it's going to be good, and it's a shot for Rutgers.
None
of us hate it. None of us hate it, but we, maybe they could have, what else could they have done? But like Caleb said, put 4 teams. I like the 4 teams. Hey, you 4 teams are the first four out. If somebody can't make the game, you're number 1 on the list, and you have 4 teams. I like that.
Ask Beelan, Kurt, if he wants to go down Branchwood Park with me.
Okay.
Like next week, and we'll go 1-on-1 with no pads on. No pads, right in Branchwood Park. Yep.
All right, Kurt, your Auburn Tigers, Kurt, against the Houston Cougars.
Again, we'll talk about where with the players opting out already. They have 3 of their better players, 1 of the offensive linemen, the kid McCreary, and the linebacker all opted out from Auburn. Again, this is Houston's Super Bowl, but I think being somewhat at home, Harsin, just like Caleb said with Tank Bigsby, again, if Tank Bigsby comes to, it's either like this. They're either going to lose the game uninterested or they'll beat this team by 3 touchdowns because they're just so much better than this AAC, conference. So I'm going to go Auburn. I think Bigsby coming back. He said right now he's playing in the bowl. I'm not a fan of Finley. Finley will not be that quarterback on that team next year.
Thank God.
Thank God is right. He will not be the quarterback of that team.
Do you have a third quarterback? Because I'm glad Bo Nixon's gone too. So
you know what? I like Bo. I was a Bo fan. I will miss him in Oregon, but listen, they got they got the kid Davis that last year. They didn't play him this year. Got another.
So you have another quarterback to run out next year. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But if Auburn comes to play, they beat the team by three touchdowns. I think Bigsby plays, so I'm going to pick Auburn.
Okay. So Bo Nix went to Oregon?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
It was announced, 3 days ago, I think?
Yeah.
Monday, maybe?
That's awesome. Good for him.
Beelan's saying, here we go with the player opt-outs. Laugh my you-know-what off. It doesn't count, right? Basically, I don't know. Does it count? I mean, it's a game, but I don't know. If it's so, they're grabbing Rutgers off the streets and putting them into play at 8 games. So how much do these games count? So
it's becoming a clown. It's becoming a clown show.
It doesn't right. Everyone opts out. So
Joey Clams just nailed it too today. Half hour before the game,
right?
One of the running backs is not playing. You don't know what's going on at this point.
Like look at Notre Dame. They're one of the best safeties. The top whatever. He'll probably be a top 10 pick. The safety he opted out. Running back.
And their running back opted out as well.
Yeah. So are you going to go and say, well, look at Oklahoma State? They beat Notre Dame. You got two of the best players on the team. They're not playing. Oklahoma State's going full bore. You can't.
Kurt, 5-6 years ago, Jabril Peppers opted out. Again, when Michigan was playing Florida that day of the game, he was up in the skybox. We had Michigan, and then we We took a bad beat there.
You know what?
It's bad.
Joey, this might be the same game, and this is where when people like Beelan's just saying you play all the regular season games, but you decide not to play the bowl game. What a joke these players are. But you know what? I will say this, and I want to say it was this year. Never forget the game. Me and Hoops were down in like the AC area, and I remember listening to the game. Michigan was playing, and Jake Butt, a first-round talent, right? Beelan, Carson, you probably remember, right? Jake
2016. Butt. I'm actually covering this story on our show. So go ahead and yeah, exactly.
So first round pick. Oh my God, this guy's gonna be a talent. He blew his knee out. He did something.
He tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL. Never the same. Denver picked him in like the 6th round. He played probably about 4 games in his NFL career. Shot because he played. I think it was the Orange Bowl, meaningless Orange Bowl. So don't say it doesn't matter because that guy lost his future in a meaningless Orange Bowl game.
No, I hear what you're saying. So you know what? Opt out at the end of the season. You know what? I'm just saying for a gambling point. Because now everybody gambles. Nobody gambled before. Now it's legal. Yay, right? Can't go up to the window. You can't go up to the window and put your money on the game yesterday for today because today the guy's opting out.
Yeah.
On his point, I do think there should be a window. Hey, you have a week before the game starts to decide if you're playing or not.
Not 30 minutes, 10 minutes before the game starts.
I definitely think there should be, hey, if you're going to play, you have to decide, this far in advance if you're not playing.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
Because now it's out there. Gambling's always been part of football for every sport. If it wasn't for gambling, people wouldn't be watching it as much as they do. Nope. So you know what? The market's out there. You're advertising. Every commercial is about gambling. You know what? Do the right thing for the people who are putting their money up, going up to the window and putting everything on there. And there's no stakes in the freezer now.
That's the only reason people pay attention to the lines is because of the money. Otherwise, that wouldn't mean shit to us.
Yeah.
There's no stakes in the freezer. I like that line.
That's a good one. I gotta save that one. That's a keeper.
There's no stakes in the freezer.
Let's move on to the next game I got. This is, I guess I would call this the preseason playoff bowl, but it's quote unquote real name is the Cheez-It Bowl. It features Iowa State and the Clemson Tigers. Carson, Clemson is a whopping 1-point favorite in this game. Who do you like?
Yeah, both these teams, kind of didn't live up to their expectations, kind of had both playoff hopes. And then, they just kind of went downhill as soon as the season started. But yeah, Clemson, I like him -1. Again, this game's a coin flip. I wouldn't really bet this game because it could go either way. But if I had to pick, I would just go Dabo Swinney and Clemson here.
Kurt.
You know what? At first, I would say Iowa State, but then Bryce Hall, again, opted out. So, he's one of the better running backs in the country. And then I'm with Carson, Dabo, I like the little the freshman kid, the kid Shipley. Their defense, is going to play. Their defense is one of the best in the country. They don't have the coordinators. I like that. But, too much pride on this team going into the head. I know Beelan's going to cry that they shouldn't be a top team next year, but they are. They're Clemson. They're Dabo. They recruit great. I'm going to take Clemson.
I'll go there. I'm with you guys. I think when we had Caleb on, I was Iowa State, but I'm flipping that over now. Bryce Hall, like you said, is out. I think Matt Campbell, that hype that, he's the next great coach, I think that fizzled out. So I'm going to hop on Clemson here, and definitely a defensive battle, winning by at least 3 to 4 points. So sign me up with Clemson. Caleb.
Alex and I decided not to change our picks. Before Breece Hall opted out, I had Iowa State. And because we're not sticking our picks, I would defend Iowa State. But Clemson, no Breece Hall. I don't feel like they can control the run game as much, even if, they have a terrible quarterback. I don't know what the preseason hype for DJ was. We were all full there. But I'm going to pick Clemson. Like you said, I wouldn't touch this game with the 10-foot pole. No way. No way. I got Clemson winning, though.
And Joey Clams, and we'll end this one with Sis.
Yeah. Iowa State, is the most overrated team year in, year out, and he's the most overrated coach. I don't, like you say, Kenny, I don't see the hype in this guy. They could keep him. And Dabo Sweeney's got a lot to prove because everybody's saying it was the defensive coordinator, not him. You know, that's what's coming out of it now. Oh, they lost a big part. So he's going to try his hardest to get this team focused and try to win this game. So I'm going to go with Clemson.
And Mr. Siciliano, you got the final word on this game.
Yeah, I think Clemson's a better team, even though I'm not obviously a big ACC guy. But yeah, I think Dabo will definitely outcoach this guy from Iowa State, and I think Clemson will win by anywhere from 10 to 14 points.
Fair enough. And the last,
I think this coaching cycle proved that nobody's really as interested in Matt Campbell as everybody thought. Everybody led us all to believe.
Yeah.
Good
because
point.
because he's still at Ames. He may figure it out the next year or so, but the coaching carousel, he was hot. They went 7-5, and he's still at Ames. So I think this coaching cycle kind of shot all that down.
He's too conservative. He reminds me of Shaw from Stanford. These guys ain't going to get an NFL job because the NFL is throwing the ball all over the park, and these guys are too conservative.
Well, hey, if he wants to go to the pros, I got a quarterback for him. We'll give him Teddy Bridgewater. He'd be fit perfect with him.
Teddy check down.
Teddy check down is right. Damn right, Teddy check down.
Teddy check. Like that.
All right, I got one more bowl game, and then next week we'll do the New Year's 6 games. But the disappointment bowl, Joey Clams, Oregon and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a 4.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one, Joe?
Wow, you know, I'm an Oregon guy. I always follow them, but I don't like what's going on over there, and I'm going to stay away from this game right now because you don't know. But I would take Oklahoma.
I'm on board with that, Joe. I'm going to take Oklahoma. Bob Stoops is filled in, and Oklahoma, I think they saw their coach jump ship, and they just gave up. Thibodeau's opted out, obviously, and we all saw Utah what they did to them a sec 2 in the Pac-12 championship. So I think that's going to linger, and I'm going to take Oklahoma big, double digits. Carson.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like Oklahoma and their offense here. I know Lincoln Riley just left. You got no Kayvon Thibodeau. Hopefully my Lions take him. And yeah, I like Oklahoma in this one.
Kayvon Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson, if you had a preference.
Kayvon.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm with you there. Sis.
Who's playing in this game?
Oklahoma is 4.5 over Oregon.
It shows you I have absolutely no interest. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Ducks. I'll take the Ducks for the show.
Okay. Kurt, do the quack quack, by the way, for the all-in.
Quack quack for the all-in. I'm not going quack quack on this. I'm going to take Oklahoma. Mr. Williams is quarterbacking still for Oklahoma, correct?
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
as of now. Yeah, I'm going to go with them. Oregon, you know, I mean, hey, Kenny got stuck with Mario now. I mean, he might recruit, but I don't know what he's going to do coaching over there. So, I don't know. I'm going to go. I know Mr. Joey Clams is not a Mario guy, right, Joey?
Absolutely not.
No, I know
you
that.
You remember that Auburn game? He what he did?
Bo Nix's freshman year, first game.
They should have won that game.
Yep.
Justin Herbert, and yeah.
He handcuffed Herbert his career there. He had him. He wouldn't let him throw the ball.
You know what, Kenny? I'm going to go
until he got
Oklahoma.
to the Rose Bowl. He had to win the Rose Bowl against Wisconsin. Then he put up a big day in the Senior Bowl, and then he got and look what he's doing now.
Yeah, I'm taking Oklahoma. I like what I'm going to go Oklahoma.
So you're going duck hunting and shooting the ducks.
Absolutely.
All right, I figured that.
There's no stakes.
Caleb, you get the final say in the disappointment bowl.
Well, my disappointment bowl was Clemson, Iowa State, but this fills the bowl. I got 2 words: Caleb Williams. That's it.
That's it. Easy.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all I got for college bowls this week. Anybody else want to throw a bowl game in there that they like?
Yeah, Memphis versus Hawaii. I was on Memphis early last week, minus the 6.5. It's going up to 9. Hawaii's quarterback and coach are gone. They're having big problems over there. They're it's in Dismaray.
That's
It's in a
tomorrow
Disney
night,
Ray
isn't it,
over there.
Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night,
Christmas
New
Eve
Year's
night.
Eve. Christmas Eve, yeah, Christmas Eve.
Too much now. It's up to 9.5. Maybe you take Memphis in the first half, but I got them last week at 6.5, 6.
Yeah, they can't get any hula skirts out there for the people coming in with the lohas that they put on when they step off the airplane. Yeah, they ran shortage of it.
Just one quick note there's a North Carolina, South Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I was watching an interview on ESPN, and it's the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and they the coach has the option if they want to be, you know how they dunk the Gatorade cooler on the coach. Well, the South Carolina coach is like, hell no, I don't want that Mayo. But the North Carolina coach, Mac Brownie, goes, I don't care if we win. You can dump whatever we want on me. So I'm hoping North Carolina wins because I want to see that coach.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I think they both agreed to that. I think I see where they both. I think I see where they both agreed to that.
I would be gagging. I wouldn't
know
win the game. I couldn't
Exactly.
deal with that. No way.
I got two. East Carolina's a 3-point dog against Boston College. They played Cincinnati very well. Boston College, Phil Jerkovich still isn't playing for them, which is their starting quarterback. So I'm going to take East Carolina there as a 3-point dog. And also Mississippi State, Texas Tech. You got Mississippi State at 9.5. So basically, you take the double digits, and I'm going to take Mississippi State over Texas Tech and the points. So give me the 10 and the dub.
Awesome.
I'm on East Carolina also, just to let everybody know. I'm on East Carolina. That's a big play.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm writing that down. Kurt, we got about 15 minutes because then I want to finish the show with Christmas. So let's segue right into the NFL. I got a couple games listed here for NFL Pick'em. Tonight, we got San Francisco 49ers traveling to the Tennessee Titans. Carson, I'll start with you. 49ers are a 3.5-point favorite. Thursday night football.
Give me Titans this one with the points for sure at home. They're playing a lot, especially with Henry being out. They got to keep up their pace if they want to get into the AFC wildcard race. 49ers looking hot. I think the Titans stop them tonight at home.
Mr. Siciliano.
Yeah, Carson just nailed it. Tennessee wants to make the playoffs. They got to show their wares tonight. They're home. They're getting points. I think it's going to be a little too much for San Francisco and Mr. Garoppolo to overcome. So
I'm with both of you guys. I like Tennessee. Getting that extra half point is big at home. 3.5 at home. That's a big number. It looks like when you see 3.5 and you're home, and you're getting it looks like a 13.5 in front of you. You sign up for that, in my opinion. Get that 3.5. National TV, Titans, Colts are on their tail. Colts are hot. So, I think the Titans, pressure's on them to start winning. So I'm going to take the Titans tonight. Kurt.
Listen, that Shanahan run game, man, when that thing gets going, it's been like that since Mike was in Denver in 94. It gets going. It's hard to defend, and you see it every week. Getting healthy, running backs coming back, Kittle's back.
Brandon Ayuk,
Mr. Debo Samuel. They put Debo in the backfield. Listen, Kyle Shanahan, I know Joey don't like Kyle Shanahan, but listen, I'll take him any day of the week. And now you make Jimmy Garoppolo, and you tell Jimmy Garoppolo, hey, can you fake it left and bootleg right and hit the big guy, tight end over the middle, make that play, hit that guy deep? Their defense takes the rest. I'm going to Shockies. I'm going on the road. I'm going to Niners tonight.
You're laying the 3.5.
Yes.
Okay. Caleb.
Kurt took all my reasonings. Garoppolo's starting to play a little better. That run game. Debo is eventually going to break the record for rushing touchdowns by a receiver. I see the stat today. George Kittle has like 425 yards in his last 3 games. I'm going to take San Francisco. Talk about chasing. They're chasing Arizona and St. Louis, who both have 10 wins. There could be 3 teams in the NFC West make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're talking about teams that have to keep pace, San Francisco's got to keep pace too. So I'm taking San Francisco on the road.
Joey Clams, are you making this a tie, or is the Titans going to take this?
No, I'm on the 49ers. And Kurt, about Shanahan, it's him finishing the game with the clock. It's the fourth quarter, middle, end.
I give you
the way
that.
he finishes games. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
And I'm on the 49ers. I know they have to travel cross country to Tennessee. Tennessee played a really physical game against the Steelers on Sunday, and every week, the last 5 weeks, their production of yardage has been going down, down, and down. And I know they got some weapons back today, but their offensive line is a sieve. And this is where the game's going to be won. The defensive line of the 49ers is going to beat up on the offensive line of Tennessee, and they're going to win the game by a touchdown. I lay 3. Shop for the 3 out there. Don't lay 3.5. If you're going to play the 49ers, do not lay 3.5. Buy it down or go shop around. Okay, 49ers.
Kenny, real quick, talking about this game, right? We talk about the Shanahan offense. Caleb just said it. Clams just said it. But you know what? Look at the Packers. What's Matt LaFleur? What are they running? Shanahan. And I'm talking Shanahan. I'm talking about the father, Mike Shanahan. Rams, Sean McVay. Shanahan offense. So those good teams run that stuff. It's really when you want to run the ball this time in the weather, with the weather and all that stuff, it's hard to do, man. It's hard to stop it. You get that run game going, right, sis? We talk it from a coaching aspect. You can't stop the run game. You're dead, man. You're dead.
Yep.
You're dead.
And Kurt, one more thing. Are you going to get good Jimmy or bad Jimmy? Because he's having a good year.
He's having a
really good year.
He's
really fit. He's really dancing good in this system. Just that you hope you get good Jimmy.
Yep.
There you go. All right, fellas, we got some games on Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. We got Cleveland Browns versus the Green Bay Packers. Sis, you're going to get the pleasure of starting this one off. Green Bay, Saturday, 7.5-point favorite at home over Cleveland.
The game's in Green Bay?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, again, they're tough at home. Baker's just coming back from being
He still's not cleared yet.
Oh, there it is.
They're
Yeah,
saying
he's
Possibility Saturday. Possibility.
I just seen it go across. He still hasn't been cleared yet. So
I hear you. No, that's a good point. I'll go with the Packers for the show. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go next. I'm going to throw the Packers here. Like Clams always says, by the half point, but I'll lay the 7.5 because if Baker's cleared on Saturday, he's not going to still be 100%. He's just had, he's got the COVID symptoms still. You're in bed, you're doing whatever, you're not practicing. And that goes for a lot of the guys on that team. So that team's still not going to be 100% going into Saturday. So line me up all day with Green Bay at home in December. Carson.
Everybody in the world's going to pick Green Bay on this one. I like Browns and the points here. It's just weird, man. You see what these teams are doing in November and December football. I think 7.5 is way too many points. Give me the Browns.
Let's go, Caleb.
Last I checked, that bad man is still quarterbacking in Green Bay. They have A.J. Dillon as their bruiser back down in the red zone. And like everybody's touched on, Baker Mayfield's may or may not be cleared. So I'm going to take, even with him, he is cleared, that offense I don't think is high-powered enough to stay with Green Bay. So I'm going to take Green Bay in the points.
I'll go Joey Clams next, and Kurt will finish it off with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah, I like the package here, but Kenny, be careful with that laying that hook. You're going to leave that back door open.
Yeah, for the show, I'm going to take Green Bay, but for betting purposes, I'm going
to take the package too. But I could see the Browns getting a nice pass rush on them, but it's a short week for the Browns. They just got their legs chopped off from them. I think it's too close of a game for them to get over what happened on Tuesday night. Give me the Packers.
All right, and Mr. Valenti's Neighborhood. I mean Rogers' Neighborhood.
Kenny, listen, he's the best quarterback in football. But I will say this, and we always say running game and defense wins, right? And I'm telling you, I had that Packer game on TV number 2, and I just watched. They could not stop the Baltimore Ravens. And it's scary going down the line because you saw what Tampa Bay did last year. A lot of people with Brady. It really wasn't. Brady made a couple big plays, don't get me wrong, in that game, but Tampa Bay punched them right in the mouth. And San Francisco 2 years ago punched them right in the mouth. And all these teams that punch them in the mouth, they have problems. I know the game's at home, but I'm with Joey. I'm not giving 7.5 because I don't trust that defense at all. I think Green Bay wins, but you might see, 30 carries from Mr. Chubb this week because that defense, I don't know. I'm telling you, that would scare me.
Well, this is a problem you see with Green Bay every year. You
see
them in December start to lay eggs when the teams start running down their throat.
Look at last week, Kenny, up by 14. Their special teams killed them every week.
Yep.
every week the special teams kill them. And defense, they
should have lost that game. Seriously, they should have lost that game.
Well, the guy's got to kick the field goal in the first half.
Yep.
Couple more games.
3 points ain't good no more.
Couple more games I want to get into in about 5 minutes because then, like I said, I want to finish with Christmas talk. This one, really good game. I think this is going to be the highlight of the week. You got the team I talked about earlier. I'll start this one with Caleb. The team I talked about a few minutes ago, the Indianapolis Colts on the Titans' heels, getting 1.5 from the Arizona Cardinals, who the Detroit Lions won their Super Bowl last week, went into Detroit and got woodshedded, as Sis would say, to the Detroit Lions. Arizona's a 1.5-point favorite at home.
In our Rocky Mountain Sports Network Fantasy Football League, I have a running back named Jonathan Taylor. For people that have been living under a rock this NFL season, he does play for the Colts. Like you said, Arizona's coming off just a piss poor, showing on the field. I'm going to take the Colts and just win this game outright. They don't need Carson Wentz. 75-year-old Peyton Manning could probably play quarterback, just turn around and hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor. So I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor and the Colts.
Kurt, you're next.
You know what? I'm not shocked when they say the Cardinals are falling apart. They have defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, and they're saying he might get interviewed by who? No way would I want him. I've dealt with him for 2 years. And talk about disappointing. I mean, 2 weeks ago, they got – who beat them? Was it the Rams? They couldn't stop the Rams. Then
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, they beat them, the Lions up and down the field on them. I'm not a believer in them. Kyler Murray running around. Like, again, there's Kingsbury. I understand, Connor, run the ball. Now we get away from running the ball. You get beat by the Lions. I'm gonna go just what Caleb said. Give it to Mr. Taylor, right down their throats.
Joey Clams, I'm going to you next.
Yeah, Murray, he's not 100%, and Connors, I don't even think he's going to play. And underdogs this year, 3 and less, I've been winning games outright by 75%, and they've been covering almost 80%. But this is a big play. Take the Colts plus the points on the road, and put them and bet them on the money line. You could get yourself plus 120 on the money line with them. Take them on the money line.
Good tip, Carson.
Like the Cardinals here in this one, nobody wants to lose the Lions, and they just did that. And Kyler Murray, I think that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in his career. He just did not look well, throwing interception left and right. Their defense didn't play well at all. They're at home on Christmas night. Sign me up all day with the Cardinals.
You know what? I'm with Carson here. I think the Cardinals are going to bounce back. I think if the Cardinals beat Detroit, this line would have been 3.5, not 1.5. But because they got beat bad by Detroit, you're getting a 1.5-point favorite to Indy. So I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I think the Cardinals win by at least a field goal in this game at home. And Mr. Siciliano.
Yeah, I was shocked today to find out that this kid Taylor played down in Salem, New Jersey, Group 1 high school. But the kid is he's a tremendous running back. I think this is probably the biggest trap game of the year, being that they just came off a real big win and the Cardinals lost to who? The Lions. This is a trap game. I wouldn't put 10 cents on the Colts this week.
Fair enough. I want to talk about one more game, and then 2, we could just give our picks on quick hitter. Joey Clams, New England, 2-point favorite to Buffalo. This game is going to be played in New England. We all know what happened a couple weeks ago with the 3 passes by Mac Jones.
Listen, we've been saying it. I've been saying it all year. Buffalo plays in the Northeast, way up in the north, and they can't run the ball. There's no way you could win football games come November, December, and January. It's not going to happen. You're not going to go far. Give me the Patriots. This is one of my best bets of the week. This is a big 5-star play. Patriots, I laid 2, got a money line, later 2.5. Don't lay 3. 2.5 the most, but try to buy down to 2, or even put them on the money line. Go get the Patriots.
For those people listening, and I haven't heard that much this year, 5-star play. So jump on that. I'm on board with the Patriots, to be honest with you. I think McDermott's going to adjust, and they're going to adjust to try and stop the run. And what's going to happen? You're going to get Mac Jones throwing the ball a little bit this game, and Belichick's going to make the adjustments that's needed to win. This is an easy 6 to 7 point victory by the Patriots, in my opinion. Sis.
Yeah, I was high on Buffalo in the beginning of the year, and Joey Clams nailed it. They have absolutely, positively no running game, and this is going to hurt them. New England's home. Belichick will out coach, what's his name?
Sean McDermott.
And, yep, that's the way I think that game's going. So,
And Carson.
Yep.
Yeah, this is put up or shut up for Josh Allen. I think this is one of the biggest games of his career. He's got to step up, especially in crunch time. You know, the playoffs are right around the corner. Bills got to make a move. I think Josh Allen has a big game. Give me the Bills in this one.
Caleb.
This is a December in Foxborough. If New England wins and Miami loses on Monday Night Football, New England wins a division. It's a home game, and like everybody said, Buffalo can't run the ball to save their life. I'm going to take New England.
Mr. Valenti, you wrap this one up.
Come on, Kenny. First, run the ball, play defense at home. Belichick. I'm going to go New England too.
All right, guys. 2 games, quick hitters, because then I want to talk 5 minutes of Christmas to end the show. Kurt, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 2.5 point favorite.
I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's home. And then Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Kurt, 7.5 KC Pittsburgh.
I mean, I know they got all the COVID cases. I'm gonna act like everybody is playing. I know they're probably not, but I'm still gonna, and I gotta root for them for Denver too. So I'm gonna take Kansas City.
I'm gonna take Cincinnati at home. Baltimore's in a lot of trouble. And I'm gonna take Pittsburgh covering, but Kansas City squeaks out a 3 point victory. So
Eddie Murphy's
Cincinnati,
going.
Kansas City for me.
Eddie Murphy's going Cincy and Kansas City.
Sis, Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Who is what's his name playing? Mr.
Lamar
Jackson.
Is he playing?
Oh, I'll come back to you on that because I'm not 100% sure.
I think he's still in the protocol.
I think he is as well.
Okay, then I'd have to take the Bengals there. The other game is who? Kansas City, you know?
Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Kansas City, 7.5, and a couple of their stars are in COVID.
That's way too many points. This is not Kansas City from 2 years ago.
Okay,
I'll
so
take
you
the
got Pittsburgh.
Steelers. Yeah, I'll take Pittsburgh with 7.5. Yep.
And Carson, Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Bengals money line and Steelers in the points.
And Caleb.
I'm gonna take Cincy. I think even if Lamar plays, I'm still taking Cincy. It kills me that Kansas City's got COVID issues because I've got Tyreek Hill for my fantasy team, so I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
And Joey Clams. You're 2 with
the line is telling you Baltimore. Well, how come it's only 2.5? Why? They don't believe in Cincinnati. Their offensive line is not holding up. Give me Baltimore. 3 and less has been winning outright. Give me Baltimore, and give me the Steelers plus the points.
All right, that's my NFL. Let's talk a little Christmas, fellas, and then we'll give you've got a best bet out there. Well, that's what we'll do to wrap the show up. But yesterday we did some quick hitters, stuff like that. But question I got, and I'll start with Carson. Is there anything you guys do for Christmas that is a tradition just in the Shear household that may not be a tradition for anybody else's Christmas?
Normally every year we go to church Christmas Eve and we go to my grandparents' house for dinner. And then Christmas morning we wake up, open presents. Usually my mom makes pancakes and we go over to my grandpa's house that following afternoon. So not really too many unusual traditions, but it's the most wonderful time of the year for a reason. Hopefully everybody has a happy Merry Christmas and yeah, for sure.
Mr. Siciliano, what's your traditions or untraditional that maybe when growing up as a kid or throughout the years, what was in the Siciliano family household?
Growing up over the years, it was obviously with the family, my mother, my father, my grandparents. Then I had my own family. 20 years now, it's been me. And again, it's a day like we talked about a little bit last night. It's a day to reflect on, all the good things that we do have going on in our lives and how really blessed we are. Some people really, they can't smell the coffee, man. I mean, every day's a blessing to be above ground,
Yep.
Amen, sis.
Amen. Caleb, any tradition, non-traditional in your family or household?
When I was younger, my nephew passed away at 13 months old, and we'd always go to the Christmas ceremony at the cemetery where he's buried. Other than that, my mom would always make like cinnamon pull-aparts in the morning. And then my dad would have a fire, and we just kind of spend the morning together as a family.
Nice. And how about in the Joey Clams? I'm ready to hear this one.
Okay, Caleb, what was your nephew's name? What's his name?
His name was Justice. He passed away in 2007.
God bless. I'm going to say him in my prayers tomorrow.
Thank you.
Christmas Eve is my favorite day. It's a big holiday for us. We're Italian, so we eat the fish. We got fruta de mar, baked clams, crabs, squingiles, the babaluch. Those are the snails, Kurt. My grandmother used to get the pins. We used to put them in like this, the snails in the sauce, shrimp, all the stuff like that. A lot of people ain't here no more. Natural, death, imprisonment, people not here. But I go to my aunt's house every year, and I got my cousins there, and we have a good time. And, have a few drinks. Sometimes there's fights and arguments. Most of the time, every time, probably. And tomorrow there's games on. Yeah. And if there's games on Christmas Eve, sometimes you're aggravated and you get mad when you lose. So don't go heavy gambling. Go there, eat and enjoy it. And we have a great time. I cause fights with people. I said, I'll start trouble with this one. They said this about you. I cause I'm an instigator. That's what I do for a living. I'm a ball breaker. That's what I do for a living. So that's what we do. We have a good time. My Aunt Pat, she bakes the strudels, and we got the butter cookies and the rainbow cookies. My cousin Tanya's baking cheesecake, and all the fish we're gonna have, and we're gonna drink wine. I'm gonna be 3 sheets into the wind, and that's my Christmas Eve. I love it.
There you go.
Couldn't say it any
Too bad
better,
my
Joe.
grandpa Vinny was here. He was the best, Grandpa Vinny. I salute everybody. Chin down.
So couldn't say it any better there, Joe. Kurt, the Valenti household, or a new tradition in the Midwest.
Well, you know what? I'll start with this, Kenny, because you were involved. Sis was obviously involved. But what we used to do Christmas Eve, it was like an open house, right? We would I'd have my friends, Ryan. You guys would always come by. Jody and Ashley, they would bring their friends. It's like, coming who's in, who's out. All kinds of
12 o'clock upstairs.
Right,
Yep.
12 o'clock upstairs, do the gifts. Something new, though, Jen and I started doing. We did it, I want to say, maybe 2 years now. I don't know if we're going to do it this year because, again, it's different with the COVID thing. But we always said, you know what, we're going to get up early, hit up a nice little diner and get a little breakfast on, so she doesn't cook. We do a little breakfast on Christmas morning. So that's what a little one we started. But Kenny, like I said, growing up, that's what it was from I remember, like it was just an open house. Who's coming at 7, who's coming at 8, who's bringing whose friends over in and out. And that way. But Joey Clams, I got to tell you one thing. We're going by both tomorrow. We'll go by Jen's parents and my parents. But by Jen's parents, they're doing the quote unquote fish thing. And sis, what did Jen's mother say? She's making me pasta, right? Because I'm not doing any of the fish.
Oh yeah.
You know what? You stole my
No.
story.
You gotta go hand
thunder. I
in
got
your
a funny
Italian
story.
card. Go hand in your Italian card.
No.
So, like
Go sit
Clam
up the
said,
block with the mayonnaises with the crew cuts.
like Clam said, a lot of people in my family are gone now. I'm an only child. Single, I'm not married right now, and happily I'm not married right now. But that being said, all the joking aside, our tradition was I'd wake up Christmas Day and I was spoiled rotten. And I wouldn't look forward to what's under the tree. I would look forward to not 1, not 2, but 3 stockings full of gifts. not talking shampoo and stuff like that. Not talking stocking stuffers. Nintendo games.
Yeah, you wanted top shelf stuff.
Yeah, all the little, toys and whatever as a kid growing up, so I always look forward to the stockings. But I'm Irish and I'm Italian. My dad's Irish, my mom's side of the family Italian. So my dad would make a ham on Christmas Day, like Kurt. He's not eating the fish. I wouldn't eat the ham. So my mom would make a pasta dish.
There you go.
And we would have that pasta dish before the ham. So it was either baked ziti or lasagna. She did something different every year. And my dad would get so mad because everybody would fill up on my mom's pasta because it was amazing. And
no one's eating the ham.
No one's eating the ham. And my dad would flip out like, damn it, I wasted my time on all this ham. Nobody's eating. Then there would be my uncle would be the only one at the table eating with him. He couldn't eat anybody under the table. But that's just the tradition I had that, thank you guys for sharing all your traditions. I thought of that before the show. Like, what can we do a little different tonight? But that being said, Kurt, want to do closing thoughts?
Yeah, let's do. I'll start
give us your best bet and your closing thought. Closing thought and best bet at the same time.
Best bet.
You don't have to give us a crazy bet this week. It's Christmas.
You know what? I'm gonna go with clams. I like Memphis tomorrow night. I do. I think Hawaii. I don't believe I'm saying this. Memphis Lane. That was it 9.5.
I think it was 9.5.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that for now. But otherwise,
9.5, yes.
Otherwise, closing thoughts. Like Sis brought this up last night, and we just gotta remember this is the first year we're gonna be without Briggs, without Coach Gibbs, without Coach H. So hope listen, they're probably having a better time up there than we are having down here, to be honest with you. So like that. But, it's the first time we're not going to have them here. So Merry Christmas to all three of those guys. Obviously, everybody else in this crazy world that it is right now. But that's it. I'm looking forward to 10 days off. We're off for school, so I'm looking forward to that. Doing some stuff, doing family stuff tomorrow. Doing, obviously spending some time with Jen. And, hey, watching some football. I get to watch Drew Lock on Sunday, baby. I'm fired up. It's the Locked and Loaded show, what it should have been all year long. So I'm pumped up. I'll be wearing my Lock jersey. And all I'm going to say is this. If Jenny Hoops is watching, there's still some time. I just want 2 gifts, I said. I want my Javonte Williams and my Pat Surtain jersey, and I'm a happy man.
Will Amazon have it if you overnight it?
That's it. And by the way, guys, real quick, guys, from me, for you 4 guys and everyone out there, but especially you 4 guys, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys for New Year's, but it's a pleasure having you guys all the time on our little family here on the show. So Merry Christmas to you guys.
Well, just the Garfield Education's coming for Kurt. There's 5 of us, Kurt.
Oh, no, I'm saying you 4 on the screen.
Okay. All right. You pick the order, Kurt.
All right, give me.
I want to go last.
You go last. I'm going to go Carson.
Yeah, obviously, Merry Christmas. Hopefully everybody has a happy holiday. Obviously, it's been great talking to you guys all year long. Merry Christmas to all of you guys and all your families. Shout out to Caleb for joining us on tonight's show once again. Best bet, I like Clemson -1 against Iowa State next Thursday or Wednesday, 29th, whenever the game is. But yeah, guys, have a great Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. It's always a pleasure, talking sports with you guys. And yeah, guys, stay safe. It's a crazy world out there. And God bless everybody.
You know what, Carson? You just changed my mind, Kenny. I'm off Memphis. I'm with Carson on Clemson. Let's go, baby. Dabo and Clemson in that defense. Caleb, final thoughts.
Just what's like echo everybody. Merry Christmas. I appreciate you guys having me on here. Every time I come on here, you guys always make me feel welcomed. I always enjoy doing this. My wife's uncle passed away Monday. So just you guys never know who's here this year that won't be here next year. So enjoy the time you have around everybody. My best bet, Miami plays New Orleans on Monday Night Football. New Orleans is looking to start. Ian Book is probably going to have to start for them. Miami's getting 1.5, so I'm taking Miami in the points.
All right, Joey Clams.
Yeah, tomorrow I make a couple of pit stops on my way to my aunt's. I go see a few friends, have a little cheers, a little toast. But what was I going to say? My best bet is I like 49ers and the Patriots. Those are my 2 best bets. But look on the site. Go to Joey_Clams 69 and check because things change every day, every hour as we see. But I just want to, you know what? I look forward every time all week to come on the show and talk with you guys. This is what I love to do. And God bless everybody that's here, and God bless the people who are not here, especially Justice, everybody's family members, my family, everybody that lost people who ain't here on Christmas or Christmas Eve. That's been in the past, but bless the people who you're going to be with. God bless all you guys, too. Salute. Chindan, Chindan Uno.
There it is. Mr. Siciliano, final thoughts.
Yep. Merry Christmas to everybody. Kayla, thank you for coming on our show. You always do an excellent job. Again, everybody just about nailed it. You need to sit back again. Kurt nailed it. We lost 3 people this year that were very close to us. We lost people years ago that to this day, there's really not a day that goes by that I don't really think about them. And I'm talking about everybody I ever knew, because like my mother used to say, you got a memory like an elephant, Eddie, which I do. I remember.
And he eats like one, too.
It's kind of a bad trait to have, man, because it's like, you hear short term and long term. Yeah, well, I have long term, and a lot of those memories are like unbelievable, and I'm blessed that I have those memories, because without memories or without pictures, you don't have much. My best bet is Mr. Carson Shears, Michigan State.
There we go, sis. Oh, boy. No picking, no problem.
There you go. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, you wanted the last word? By Caleb, again, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I didn't say thank you, but I do
Thank
want
you
to
guys.
say
Like I
thank
said,
you.
I
Caleb,
always
Rocky Mountain
appreciate
Sports.
I always appreciate coming on with you guys. You guys always make me feel welcomed. I appreciate that.
And I was on Caleb's show with Alex. We're gonna have
Spoken like a
Alex on.
gentleman.
Alex, absolutely, nothing but all the respect in the world for you guys over at Rocky Mountain Sports. Alex, Caleb's co-host, guys, is going to join us either one Wednesday or one Thursday. He's a diehard Utah fan from Utah, so we're going to have him on for Rose Bowl talk one day. But no, thank you for coming on, Joey, Carson. Pleasure as always. Merry Christmas to all you guys. It's been a great year. Got to meet you guys, and next week we'll have a cheers to 2022. We will save that.
Yes.
But Merry Christmas. Say a prayer for everybody. That's all I could say. Tomorrow's about family. And friends. So, cheers to all you. But I'm gonna end real quick, Kurt. For those who didn't hear it, and I'm gonna put this in Kurt's head. I'm doing the 12 Broncos of Christmas for you one more time. But I'll just do from 12 down to 1.
Here we go.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I did this. It's the 12 Broncos of Christmas. On the 12th day of Christmas, Broncos gave to me 12 Drew Lock jerseys, 11 Shermer headaches, 10 special team blunders, 9 Paxton Lynch autos, 8 more rants from Kurt. You want Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers. 7 Tebow poses. Do it, Kurt. Do a pose for
You
us.
did the Tebow.
There you go. 6 Bradley Chubb injuries, and I'll name them: splinter, black eye, razor burn, blister, hangnail, toothache. 5 Elway drives.
The man.
Kurt had a dream. Elway was playing, and there's his Elway drives. Little plug for our friend Dave. 4 Willow Seasonings and Blends. 3 Amigos reunion. Who were the 3 Amigos, Kurt?
Mark Jackson, Vance Johnson, Ricky Nattiel.
And save the best 2 for last. 2 more years of Vic and a pair of Teddy's 2 gloves.
3 more games of Teddy's 2 gloves, and that's history, baby.
There's them tickets and
That was
pay
great,
to
Kenny.
play.
4 years of Teddy
Them tickets and pay to
Bridgewater.
play.
I gotta
need
say
a
one more
video.
thing before I go, because Jen and I were watching the game on Sunday, and it's when Drew Lock came in, and all of a sudden it's like quiet, Denver's on offense, and you hear Lock audible in, and all you hear is Elway, Elway, Elway. I was like, I look at Jen's like, are they saying Elway? I'm like, yeah. Even the announcers are like, they're saying Elway, and then Lock throws one 20 yards over the guy's head, and the announcers like, well, that's not like Elway. We're like, no, that's not Elway. That's not Elway. So that was a good little story So
By the way, the Rocky Mountain guys invited me on Sunday, 4th and 99, to do it live on their show. Dave got a kick of it.
locked and loaded, baby. Let's go.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Take care.